Okay, girls, this is lesson 65 B day. We're going to start with our ARD deck. Ready? Read.
G, W, E, P, combination W, H, B, H, digraph C, K, O, J, V, A, consonant E, digraph N, G, Z, combination E, R, digraph S, H, trigraph T, C, H, L, I, consonant E, D, F, K, combination A, R, E, digraph E, Y, final stable syllable,
Final stable syllable. T-I-O-N.
O, consonant E, digraph A-I, X, combination O-R, C, I, digraph
A-W,
M, R, N, combination I-R, digraph O-U, digraph
digraph U-E, A, U, consonant E, two ways. Diphthong, O-W, digraph O-W. Digraph A-U,
digraph O-O, digraph C-H, E, consonant E,
diphthong O-Y,
L, combination O-U, S, combination U-R, digraph A-Y, digraph T-H, U,
diphthong
O-I, vowel Y, T, digraph T, D, G-E.
Keywords and sounds.
Statue, U, elephant, F, meter, E, chair, Ch, leaf, O, nest, N, sing, N, cat, owl, show, O, salt, off, bat, book, coin, oi, dog, duck, Georgia, socks, nose, gate, Jim,
Jim. So let's do that again. Ready? Gate, Jim, J.
Cake, A, star, R, dollar, nail, A, turtle, fish, igloo, I, spider, I, zipper, Z, apple, A, bacon, A, ball, watch, hat, pig,
Hat, pig, pig,
rope, book, moon, umbrella, music, U, queen, truck, bird,
station, shun,
whistle, mom, five, I, boy, oi, athlete, E, yard, mule, U, table, torch,
match,
fit, shell,
tray, A, wagon,
kite, rabbit, octopus,
rabbit, not it's
octopus, robot, box, saucer,
saucer, all,
mother, king, mouse, owl, bird, cup, city, salad, feet, candy, fly, I, fork, doctor,
Okay, now we're going to get ready to read our instant words. Instant words are words that we want to read and recognize just like that. And just like that means in and
instant.
Very nice. We are on instant words 141 through 150 rows. I'll read, you echo. Three, form, want, Miss Player's turn. Also, small, follow, around, came, set, show. Zoe.
Set, came, around, follow, also, small, show, form, 3, want.
Sophia.
Small, want, 3, from, came,
Form.
came, seat,
Set.
set, follow, show, also, around.
Nice. And these are instant words, or instant words are words that we want to read and recognize in an
Instant.
Show me an instant. Very nice. Rate packet time. .1 at the top, 63 at the bottom. Take a look at these words. What do you notice? Are these one-syllable
No.
words? No, they are.
2 syllables.
Yes, because they have more than one vowel in a position to be sounded. Okay. Special finger on the first word. I'll read, you echo. Athlete.
Athlete.
Compete.
Compete.
Discuss.
Discuss.
Invest.
Invest.
Intend.
Intend.
Second section, first row. Impede.
Impede.
Pennant.
Pennant.
Problem.
Problem.
Impact.
Impact.
Insist.
Insist.
Zoe, I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock.
Do I start at the very top?
Okay. Just like last time. All right. Should I have this ready? Tracking as you read. When you hear the timer, then you'll stop, okay? Ready? I'll start when you start.
Athlete, compete, discuss, invest, intend, athlete, invest, compete, discuss, athlete, invest, intend, compete, invest, intend, athlete, compete, discuss,
impede, pennant. Okay, stop. Ready, Sophia? All right. Same words. Let me. Ready? When you start reading, I'll start the clock.
Athlete, compete, discuss, invest, intend,
Yes.
Intend, athlete, invest, compete, discuss, athlete, invest, intend, compete, invest, intend, athlete, compete, discuss,
Impede.
Pennant, problem, impact, insist, impede,
Pennant.
Okay.
Turn the page. Okay. Finger on the first word. Echo me. Admit. Distance. Stampede. Sprinter. Advice. Second section, first row. Dallas. Magnet. Splendid. Smitten. Tennis. Zoe.
Admit, distant, stampede, sprinter,
Advice.
advice, admit, sprinter,
Distance.
stampede, admit, sprinter, advice,
Distance.
sprinter.
Very nice. Good reading. All right.
Admit, distance, stampede, sprinter,
Advice.
Admit, sprinter, distance, stampede, admit, sprinter, advice, distance, sprinter, advice, admit, distance, stampede, Dallas,
Way to go, girls. All right. Now, turn the page.
These are a little bit easier.
Turn the page one more time. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. These are your instant words.
So page 66.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. First section, first row. Echo me. Only.
Only.
One.
One.
Could.
Could.
There.
There.
Was.
Was.
Your.
Your.
Been.
Been.
Some.
Some.
Were.
Were.
About.
About.
Sophia, you hit it first this time, okay?
So we're doing it just only one. Could. There. Was. Only. There. One. Could. Only. There. Was. One. There. Was. Only. One. Could. Your. Been. Some. There. Were.
Good.
About. Been. Were. Your. About. Some. About. Were. Been. Your. Were. Some. Been. About. Your. Only. Was. There. Some. About. One. Your. Been. There. Was.
Awesome. Okay. So,
only one. Could. There. Was. Only. There. One. Could. Only. There. Was. One. There. Was. Only. One. Could. Your. Been. Somewhere.
were.
About. Been. Were. Your. About. Some. About. Were. Been. Your. Were. Some. Been. About. Your. Only. Was. There. Some. About. One. Your.
Way to go. Okay, next page. Phrases. Okay, so we're going to be reading the text, The Track Athlete. I want us to practice these phrases. Echo me. The soreness in your ankle.
The soreness in your ankle.
At the last state meet.
At the last state meet.
Is a track athlete.
Is a track athlete.
Ankle is sore.
Ankle is sore.
Stampede of sprinters.
Stampede of sprinters.
Do not get stuck.
Do not get stuck.
With his strength and speed.
With his strength and speed.
Dennis is thinking about.
Dennis is thinking about.
Could not happen twice.
Cannot happen twice.
Can go the distance.
Can go the distance.
Okay.
Who's going first this time?
You go ahead.
The soreness in your ankle at the last state meet is a track athlete. Ankle is sore. Stampede of sprinters. Do not get stuck. With his
Strength
and speed. Dennis is thinking about. Could not happen twice. Can go the distance.
Nice. Sophia?
The soreness in your ankle at the last state meet. This is a track athlete. Ankle is sore. Stampede of sprinters. Do not get stuck. With his strength and speed. Dennis is thinking about. Could not happen twice. Can go the distance.
To the top.
The soreness in your ankle at the last state meet is a track athlete.
Very nice. Okay, now we're going to move to the passage. The track athlete. Sophia, would you like to go first? Okay, this time you'll have a minute. I'm going to get that on there. Ready?
Dennis is a track athlete. In Dallas, he competes in the mile race, sprints, and is good to tossing the discs.
At tossing.
At tossing the discs. Dennis is
Investing.
investing a lot of time at the track for a big meet. He intends to race at this meet. He wants to win the pennant for best athlete in the state. Dennis was only one problem. Only has one problem. He fell at the last state meet, and the impact of
Of that.
tumble.
That tumble. Very nice. Good reading, Sophia. All right. Track athlete. Zoe?
I have to read the title.
No, that's okay.
Dennis is a track athlete in Dallas. He competes in the mile race, sprints, and goes good.
And is good.
And is good. Tossing the
discus.
Dennis is investing a lot of time at the track for a big meet. He intends to race at this meet. He wants to win the
pennant
for best athlete in the state. Dennis has only one problem. He failed.
Great job. Okay. All right, now you can go ahead and put your rate packets away, and you can also put your instant words away. Take your spelling notebook. Okay, we're going to look and listen. We're going to echo. We're going to name and write. Again, while you're getting that out, we're going to look and listen, echo, name, and write. You know 4 ways to write this sound. J. J. Comma. Comma. G. Final. Position. Trigraph. J as in badge. And one more. J as in cage at the end of a word. G. E. Trigraph D. G. E. Comma. G. E. You know 3 ways to write this sound. Comma. Excuse me. S. Final position. Like in dress.
S.
Yes, ma'am. And it's actually just 2 ways. I'm sorry. That was my other group who had 3. All right. Next. You do know 3 ways to write this sound. Ch. Diagram.
CH.
Comma.
Comma.
Final.
Stable.
Final position. You know how to write final position? Okay. Trigraph.
TCH.
comma, and this is ch, like in lunch, with that consonant in front of it. How do you spell it? Digraph. C-H. Looks like we need just a small reminder. Final position. We've been talking a lot about final stable syllables. Right now we're talking about final position. Remember the two lines? Actually, I wrote them incorrectly. Final position, and then the graphings that you write after final position are graphings that you find in final position. Okay, ready? As in king, digraph. Comma. As in sink. Just in. You know 2 ways to write this sound. Z. First way.
Z.
Z as in zipper, comma, Z as in nose. Just S. Okay, I want you to take a look at the graphings that we just wrote. What do you notice about all of these graphings? Look, take a look. What do you notice?
They are all like digraphs and...
Is there only one way to write them? No, there's more than one way, right? And I heard you say that there are digraphs and trigraphs. So there were 3 that had 3 spellings that had digraphs and trigraphs, but there were 2 that did not. Can you tell me the 2 spellings?
S and Z.
S and Z. Very nice. Okay. Now let's get ready to spell. You can spell at the bottom of this page if you have room, or you can spell on a clean page. That's up to you. All right, girls. So today we're going to be spelling 2-syllable base words. We're going to look and listen. We're going to echo. We're going to unblend. We're going to pull our mouth pictures, identify the syllables and the accent, touch and spell, name and write, code and read. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and review our mouth pictures or sound pictures. If you'll take yours out as well, because you'll need those for spelling. I'll grab them. Here we go. Okay, eyes on me. Lip puckers. And you can point to yours or mine. Let's start over. Lip puckers. Tongue tapper. Back kickers. Fat puffs. Lip chillers. Let me hear you. Tongue chillers. Thin strings. Fat strings. Okay. All right. Front nasal. Mid nasal. Back nasal. Round air. Panting air. Gliding air. Front curler, ooh. Side curler, kicking air, breezy air. Okay, now we've got our smiling vowels. E, F, A, I, Say those with me. E, F, A, I, and then we have open vowel, all. Round vowel, O, U, U. We have our bossy R, bossy R, bossy R, or, and then we have our glider, oi, and glider, ow. Let's get ready to spell. So let me prepare you. Remember I said today we're going to be spelling 2-syllable base words. Okay? When we hear a long vowel sound in an open accented syllable, we spell that with just a vowel and we code it with a macron because it's long. When we hear a final shine, I'm going to say it like that. We spell that final stable syllable T-I-O-N. Okay? And when we spell this final stable syllable T-I-O-N, it makes that sh sound, and we are going to touch our mouth picture, our fat string, 2 times for the sh sound. Why are we going to do that?
Because it makes.
And how many letters do we spell it with? T-I, shun. Okay? All right. Make sure I prepared you. All right, here we go. I want you to look and listen. Echo, unblend, and pull down the sound pictures. Divide between the syllables. Listen for the accent. Touch and spell. Name and write. Code and read. First word, station.
Station.
A. Sh. My finger up there. Okay. Now, let's pull down our sound pictures. First syllable. Stay. First syllable, stay. Second syllable, shun. Accent is on the first syllable. Now, we're going to touch and spell. S-T-A-T-I-O-N. Station. Now, we're going to name and write. S-T-A-T-I-O-N. We're going to bracket final stable syllable T-I-O-N, accent the syllable before. A vowel in an open accented syllable is long, and we code it with a macron. Station. Replace. Next word, lotion.
Lotion.
O O lotion. First syllable.
L.
First syllable, low. Second syllable, shun. First syllable, low. Second syllable, shun. The accent is on the first syllable. Now let's touch and spell lotion. Lotion. Now let's name and write. Lotion. Now let's code and read. I'm going to bracket final stable syllable tion, accent the syllable before. A vowel and an open accent syllable is long. Code it with a macron. And replace. Nation.
Nation.
First syllable, nay. Nation. Accent is on the nation. Accent is on the first syllable. Let's touch and spell nation. 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 Now let's name and write. Nation. Now we're going to name and write. We're going to bracket final stable syllable tion. We know we accent the syllable before. Vowel and an open accented syllable is long. Code it with a macron. The word is nation. One more. Replace. Motion. First syllable. Second syllable. Shun. Motion. The accent is not on the second syllable, but the first. Now, let's touch and spell. Motion. Name and write. Motion. We're going to bracket final stable syllable tion, accent the syllable before. Vowel and an open accented syllable is long. Code it with a macron. Motion. Replace. Alright. So we've written our 4 words. Now we're going to move to dictation. I'm going to leave our coding up here. I am going to add our sentence visual. We know that a sentence begins with a capital letter, ends with a
period, exclamation marks, or a question mark.
Very good. Has a subject and a predicate and expresses a complete thought. We now know that we pause at commas, we stop at periods, and our voice changes. It goes up and down when we read a question or an exclamation mark, right? Okay. I do have he on here as a learned word. So I am going to write it H-E. Read the word he. But can we code the word he?
Mommy, we can.
Because it's a vowel and an open accented syllable, and you can code it with a macron. Okay? All right. Here is your sentence. Remember our coding here? I do need to add one more or two more things. All right? If we hear or when we hear a short vowel sound before a consonant, Zoe, we spell that vowel, consonant close in the vowel, vowel close syllable short, code it with a breathe. Okay, when we hear the k sound before A, O, U, or another consonant, we spell that k sound with a C. And you can code it with a K back. Okay? So I'm going to give you your dictation sentence. You're going to echo me. I'm going to give it to you again, and you're going to write. Okay? Did I mention he is in traction?
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 Ready? Right. What do you? Make sure your sentence has everything it needs. D-I-D-I-M-E-N-T-I-O-N-H-E I-T-R-A-C-T-I-O-N. Check your sentence and see if it matches mine. I'm going to put a question mark. Putting a question mark because we are asking a question when we write the sentence. Now I'm going to code and read. I see a vowel and a closed syllable and it's short. I'm going to code it with a breathe. Did. Vowel and open accented syllable is long. Code it with a macron. I. I'm going to bracket final stable syllable T-I-O-N. I know that this is when we heard shun, it was to be spelled T-I-O-N because that's what we prepared for here. When we hear a final shun, remember? That's how I knew. Accent syllable before. Vowel, I see a vowel and a closed syllable. I know that's short. I'm going to code it with a breathe. Mention. I see a vowel and an open accented syllable. I'm going to code it with a macron. He. Vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a breathe. Vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a breathe. And then I see final stable syllable, T-I-O-N. I'm going to accent the syllable before. Miss Claire, how did you know to spell with final stable syllable, T-I-O-N? Because my spelling formula showed me that. It reminds me of that. Vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a brief traction. Did I mention he is in traction? Did I mention he is in traction? So this has to do with the action of pulling something over a surface, especially a road or a track. The grip of a tire on a road or a wheel on a rail. So like you can lose traction in the rain. If you're driving in the rain, your tires can lose traction. That means the grip on the tire, and you can lose control easily. All right, let's go ahead and put this your notebook away. We are going to do a quick review of our final stable syllables and their keywords. Okay? Yeah, you can put that away. Final stable syllable. Station, shun. Final stable.
T-L-E.
Rattle.
Final syllable, B-L-E. Bubble, bull. Final syllable, P-L-E.
Dimple, pull.
Final syllable, D-L-E.
Candle, dull.
Final syllable, F-L-E.
Ruffle, full.
Final syllable, K-L-E.
Pickle.
Cool. Final syllable,
C-L-E. Uncle.
Cool. Final syllable, G-L-E.
Giggle.
Cool. Final syllable, Z-L-E.
Razzle, zul. Now, we know that final stable syllables are final because we find them in final position. They're stable because they don't change. And they're a syllable because they have a hint of a vowel sound. Very nice. Okay. Now for our text, for our reading comprehension. Let's take a look at Sheila Ray the Brave and do a quick review. We read that yesterday, earlier. Oh, wait. Is today Monday? Last week, sorry. And we thought through our graphic organizer, right? The title of our text is Sheila Ray the Brave. We talked about the characters in the text. We talked about what happened, the setting, where, and how the setting changed, right? Using our graphic organizer. And Sheila Ray had a problem. Do you have the Sheila Ray the Brave book with you? Mm-mm. You sure?
No.
There it is. I thought it was right there because y'all were previewing it again. All right, so Sheila Ray the Brave had a problem. What was her problem?
She got lost. Well, she thought she was lost.
Yeah. And she realized that because nothing looked familiar. And we know that word familiar means something that's common.
Like she's seen before?
Yeah, nothing she had seen before. And then she started to hear noises, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And they sounded worse than thunder to her because she's not feeling as brave as she did in the beginning, is she? So she started to think really bad thoughts. And then, what did she do?
Well, she cried and she yelled for her sister, her mother, and her father.
Right. And what happened after that?
Her sister came.
Her sister came and she hugged her. So how was Sheila Ray the Brave problem solved?
Because her sister came and helped her home.
Yeah, her sister came and helped her to get home. So, a lot of times when we read a text, just like when we read Sheila Ray the Brave by Kevin Henkes, when we read a text, the characters face a problem, and then they have to work towards solving their problem, right? So, today we're going to take our graphic organizer, and we're going to apply it to what should we take to the moon. Okay, so I want you to take out your graphic organizer as well. Before we get started on that particular text, after you get your graphic organizer out, we are going to look at just a few vocabulary words and see if we know the meaning or we're not sure of the meaning yet. I'm going to use green because my blue's kind of messing up. All right, so we have some different categories. These are our 3 vocabulary words, and we have a what we think category. Were we correct? Were we right? Or were we incorrect and did we need to change something? All right, so let's look at the word possession. Say possession.
Possession.
Say possession.
Possession.
Say possession.
Possession.
What do you think that possession means?
Like you have possession over something.
Okay, so what would that mean?
Like a toy or like.
So would you own it? Is that what you're trying to say? It's yours?
No.
Okay.
Like you would have like a possession over it. You really wanted it or something like that.
Oh, you really want something. Okay. What about arrange?
Like you're rearranging a house?
Okay, so what would that mean? How can we put that in our own words?
Redoing something?
So you redo. I like that. Re means again. All right. And then Zoe, what about authentic?
Authentic?
Something is authentic. What do you think that means? Your bracelet is authentic. What does that mean? You want to add a little bit? Do you know, Sophia?
Like, I'm not sure either.
Okay. So maybe we should just put a question mark because we're not sure yet what authentic means. Okay, so let's read our text. And as we're reading, we're going to use our graphic organizers and our markers. And we're going to highlight. I'm going to sit down with y'all. We're going to highlight as we read. Or underline using our graphic organizer. So if we, as we're reading, if we meet a character, we're going to underline the character's name in red, or you can even highlight over it. Okay. If we read about where or when the story's taking place, that's going to be our setting. So we'll highlight the where in green and the when in blue. And then our what, that was supposed to be purple. Our what, we will highlight in purple. That's what's our problem. Yellow is why is it a problem? And then our orange is how the problem is solved. Okay? So let's do some reading about what should we take to the moon. We're also going to identify a problem and talk about the solution. Okay? That's going to be what we really focus in on. That's our what, our why, and our how. Okay? What should we take to the moon? Ready? Zoe, hit it.
Extra socks, toothbrush, chewing gum, toothpaste to go with the toothbrush, action figures, lots and lots of action figures.
Sophia.
Toby looked at the
Pile
with all his favorite stuff. He had arranged it into 3 neat rows.
Pause. He had arranged it into 3 neat rows. So did we learn anything about what arranged means right there?
So technically like organized.
Organizing. Let's see. Let's put that here. Organizing. So we didn't know. And now we're going to say organizing. Very nice. And that is correct. So we found it, right? We found it. We found our definition, okay? On On the left?
On the left was very important stuff. In the middle was kind of important stuff. On the right was not so important stuff.
Nice. Okay, so have we met a character?
Toby.
We met Toby. So let's take our red marker and let's underline Toby.
So,
This is the first time we're meeting him. He is a character that we've met. Okay, now we're on action.
action figures are very important, he said. Chewing gum is kinda important. Toothpaste is not so important.
I'm going to read a paragraph to you. Toby was preparing for a trip to the moon. He didn't know when he was going. He didn't have any tickets, but he figured it had to be soon, and he wanted to be ready. So is Toby at the moon yet?
No.
No. Do we know where he is?
No.
Not yet, do we? Okay. Go ahead, Sophia.
Earlier that night, Toby's dad was watching the news. A lady with poofy hair talked to a scientist in a coat.
What kind of coat?
Lab coat.
A lab coat. Okay, pause. So I'm going to do some inferring here. And inferring is when you take what you know from your experiences. You've talked about that in your class, and we've talked about that some too. You take what you've learned from your experiences and you apply it to what you're reading. So what can I infer here when it says earlier that night, Toby's dad was watching the news? Where do you think Toby's dad is watching the news?
At his room, like at the house.
At the house, in the living room. So is that a where? What about a when?
Either like in the morning or at nighttime.
Well, let's go back to the text. Earlier that night.
So night.
Is that the when? So blue for when. Earlier that night. And I'm going to use the green for where. And I'm going to underline Toby's dad was watching the news because I'm going to infer since he was watching the news and it was at night that they are at Toby's home.
And what else do we underline?
Toby's dad was watching the news. Okay. Now we're on when. Will you read for us? When.
Right here? When do you expect man will return to the moon? Asked the lady. Very soon, she
said. Very soon, said
the scientist. Very, very soon indeed.
So what do you think is happening now that Toby's hearing that it won't be long till they go to the moon? What do you think's happening inside of him?
He's excited.
Getting very excited. Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Toby usually ignored the news, but this made him look up from his homework. Very soon, he murmured to himself. Very soon indeed. Sophia?
Toby had been excited about the moon very ever since he first saw it in the night sky. It passed by his bedroom window at night, and then it filled Toby's head with dreams. He wanted to fly in a spaceship. He wanted to.
Oh, he was on the other page. I'm sorry. He wanted
to fly in a spaceship. He wanted to
Vacation.
Vacation on the moon. He wanted to hike up mountains made of moon rock. He wanted to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the space
colony
while the earth was spun overhead.
So I noticed something here. So he's wanting to go to the moon so desperately. Is he at the moon yet? Is he going yet? No. Where is he?
At his house.
On what planet?
Earth.
Earth. So could we put Earth, could we underline Earth in green?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's part of the where?
Yeah.
I think so too. Okay. Next sentence. Toby wanted to live on the moon. Is this a problem for him?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a problem?
I would say so.
Or is it something that he wants to do?
Well, he wants to do.
Okay.
He's really, really wants to do.
Right. Let's see. And now, according to the man on the news, that was going to happen very soon indeed. As soon as he finished his homework, Toby went to his room. He took out his blue plastic suitcase and began arranging things on his bed. There's that word arranging again. There was no time to waste. But that didn't mean he hurried. Packing for a trip to the moon was too important to rush. Sophia?
Toby had always been a planner. At Christmas dinner. He thought about where they could go for summer vacation on summer vacation. He thought about what he might like for Christmas. Toby's sister teased him about it, but Toby thought there was no harm in looking ahead. Tonight he wasn't just looking ahead, he was looking up to the moon.
When his suitcase was filled, Toby closed it. He pulled the zipper. It would not zip. His suitcase was too full. Now does he have a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I would think you do not want your suitcase when you're flying to the moon to be too full. So I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to underline. He pulled the zipper and it would not zip. And the why is because, why? It's too what?
It's too full.
His suitcase was too full. So now we have a problem. And we have why it's a problem. Yellow is next. He pulled the zipper. It would not zip. That's your purple.
Okay. This is going to be my...
And then yellow, his suitcase was too full. With hands as careful as an astronaut, Toby lifted each object from his suitcase. He would have to leave something behind. But what? Even the toothpaste was too important to leave behind. So he's starting to take steps toward solving his problem, right? Mm-hmm. He's saying, okay, well, I'm going to have to leave something behind. So I'm going to underline he would have to leave something behind. So he's made a plan. Now he knows that he's going to have to leave something behind. He would have to leave something behind. But what? Let's see, he said, consulting his list. I'll need shoes on the moon. I'll need a book to read on the way. I'll need my camera in case there are any aliens. And I'll definitely need my sunglasses since it's never cloudy on the moon. The sun will be very bright. Finally, there was only one thing left in his suitcase. As soon as he picked it up, Toby knew it would have to stay behind. It was an authentic moon rock brought home by his brother from space camp. So there's another vocabulary word, authentic.
authentic.
Oh, I wrote that in the wrong place, didn't I? I got that mixed up earlier, y'all. I wrote organizing.
And there was why I was wondering why you did that.
No, I got in a hurry. So we were correct, right? Organizing, I would say organizing and redoing are similar. Okay, authentic. So an authentic moon rock. What do we say here? What would an authentic moon rock that came from Space Camp be? Would it be fake or would it be real?
Real.
Real. Real. So here's my real. Back up to arrange. I want to talk about arrange for just a minute because we said redo. We said redo, right? I think I'm gonna move arranging over here or organizing because that's our real meaning, right? That's our real meaning. So we had to add to it. Okay, and then authentic is real. Okay, almost done, y'all. It was his most prized possession. So if something is in someone's possession, his most prized possession. That means something what?
Like that's very important to him.
Yeah, and it belongs to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So possession means belongs to. Okay. It lived on his desk, and every time he saw it, his heart sang a little song. But he would find plenty of rocks on the moon. So he decided to leave his rock, right? His moon rock.
Mm-hmm.
Is that another way that he helped solve his own problem?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would underline that. I'm going to underline that Toby knew it would have to stay behind. Mm-hmm. Toby knew it would have to stay behind.
And then we underline but.
Yes. Toby knew. Toby zipped up his suitcase and put it beside the door. When the time came to go to the moon, he would be ready. So was his problem of his suitcase being too full? Was it fixed? Was it solved?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First he had to make a plan and then he had to start taking things out of his suitcase, right? Girls, I'm impressed with your reading. All right. That is the end.